Welcome to the Candy Lab, Part 2. That's right, we're going to be looking again at candy that we're going to use for a lab, in which we will be looking at isotopes and specifically percent abundance. All right. The good news is, if you follow along, you should have your data, and then you could work out the answers for your table and the conclusion questions. Before you do this, make sure you have your lab report labeled Isotopes Candy Lab open. You will find that on Google Classroom. And let's begin. First, let's talk about a hypothesis. Remember, a hypothesis is a testable explanation or answer to a problem or question. All right? And it should not start off, I think, or I can. That is a no-no. We do not want to do that. It is a statement of fact. Like, it will rain today, or this pill will cure cancer, kill off 90% of all cancer cells. All right, so if you look down here at the bottom, all right, we have our question for our lab. And that question says, how are the atomic masses of the isotope mixtures calculated, and what color of the candy do you think you will have the most of? All right, so how is this going to play into the atomic masses? And we're going to look at percent abundance today. So a good hypothesis for this might be an explanation like blue will have the most. And because it is the most abundant, it will affect the mass the most. All right? That is a possible explanation. You're looking for an answer to that question. So go ahead and fill out a possible hypothesis. All right. Now we are going to move on, and we are going to look at some sample data that you will use to help fill out your lab report. Okay, so if you follow along and watch this little video, and then you will see what you need to put in the data table down here. So you will be putting answers in for that. Okay, so let's go ahead and watch this. Here is your candy that you're going to use for your data. All right, as you can see in there are multiple colors. We're going to separate them. Got brown, blue, green, got orange, and red. Okay, then you need to count how many are in each group. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next thing that we need to do is get a weight for each color, or mass per piece. We're going to take the brown, got that. 0.78, let's go with, there we go, 0.775. Okay, our green, 0.905. Okay, our orange, 0.876. Our blue, 0.877. Alright, and our last one are reds. 0.849. Okay, so now we're going to look at these, and we're going to fill out our data table. Okay, so now that you have that bit of information. You could fill everything into the appropriate squares. All right, and if you look at column number 4, you just need to take the total number of pieces of that color times the mass of each piece, and you will get that answer. All right, that's a little sample calculation that you could do there. And for column 5, what you are going to do is you are going to take, and if you pay attention to procedure 7, it says what to do. Take column 2, all right, so it'll be this guy, divide it by the total, and multiply that by 100, and then you will get the answer for this guy. All right, so you take the amount of the pieces, divide it by the total times 100, and you will get the percent abundance. And then from there, you can move on to your conclusion questions. All right, so like, what does the percent abundance tell you? All right, think about, what does that mean? What does abundance mean? And number 2, it says, explain any differences between the mass of each color of your candy to that of one of your classmates. Well, you're virtual, so you may not get to talk to one of your classmates, but how can those masses be different of each color? Do you think all the candies are the same? How did I measure them? Think about that. Explain why the differences would be smaller if a larger sample was used. Oh, okay, so what happens if we use a larger sample? And then number 3, it says, make a pie graph to show the percent abundance of each color in your data table. You can draw that right there. Make sure the graph has a title, a key, and that it is colored. You might want to Google what a good pie graph looks like. All right, well, work on this. Review the video if you need be, and you will be good to go.